Little shoes in a plastic bag, whole room talk but they dodge that flag. Moms cry, they don't hear our side. Judge stamp, let the rich walk by. We dig deep where the paper don't go. Name on the wall, but they scrub that stone. Crime chronicles, writing what the gavel missed. Every small voice, every tear on a trembling fist. Crime chronicles, with a page that the law won't grant. Fighting justice for the little ones, for the ones that they say can't. Don't care. Lost check, wrong box on a form. They took home, called a standard norm. Blue lights painted on a busted door. Quick raid, wrong name on the floor. Next day, just a headline quote. We sit down, let the whole truth flow. Crime chronicles, writing what the gavel missed. Every small voice, every tear on a trembling fist. Crime chronicles, with a page that the law and the overcharged, the slant. They say move on, we say names. They count cases, we count flames. From blocking to courthouse steps, we hold stories they try to forget. Chronicles, writing what the gavel missed.
The name's Krama, Chronicles, don't let her calm fool you at all. She's sweet till you push her, then she stands 10 feet tall. She'll be brutal if she needs to, but her heart stays pure gold, bringing truth to every case, every story she's told. She's the queen of knowledge, facts lined up in a row. Don't twist her intentions, she's sharper than you know. Try to test her, she'll handle her own with grace. Stand her ground every time, never losing her place. She's rare in this world, interacts with her crowd, speaks with purpose and power, soft-spoken but loud. When she talks, you're locked in, can't look away, 'cause she covers every angle, every fact, every day. She believes in open convo, every voice has a place. She's a safe space for truth in a messy online space. Beautiful inside and out, with a mind built to see through the lies, through the noise, through the false energy. I'm blessed to call a friend, blessed to walk by her side. She's one of a kind, no copy, no guide. If there's a case she believes in, she digs till it's clear. Research on point, every detail right here. She's steady, she's fearless, she's built for the fight, but she leads with compassion, red heart with light. Don't mistake her kindness for weakness or fear. She's stronger than most, and she makes that real clear. Krama don't miss, she kicks arse and takes names, doing justice with passion, never playing the games. If you're not subscribed, you're missing the spark. She brings light to the shadows, truth into the dark. I stand by her fully, no question, no doubt. real clear. Krama, keep that fire lit, keep that crown held high. You're the storm and the truth, you're the spark in the sky. Every case that you touch, every lie you expose, you turn whispers into justice, you turn shadows into blows. You're the voice for the voiceless, the calm in the fight. You're the one they can't silence when you step to the mic. You're the queen of the chronicles, the truth in the noise, and your whole damn community is lifting their voice. So keep kicking ours, keep taking those names, keep rewriting the script, keep changing the game. We got your back always, no matter the stage. You're one of a kind, Krama, never dim, never change. Stand tall, stand proud, let the world feel your flame. 'Cause when you speak, they listen, when you rise, they're amazed. This is your moment, your mission, your lane. Krama Chronicles forever, let them all know the name.
Hey guys, welcome back. We have a little bit of an update going on. I wanted to share with you guys. Let me get my stuff situated. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? We've got this update going on. We are going to go through and listen to. It looks like, okay. Welcome in, Shauna and Jackie, everybody else out there listening. For those of you on Kick, welcome in. If you're on YouTube and you haven't followed us on Kick, the link is just dropped. Please go follow us.
Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News Digital Desk. We are showing you live right now footage of police canvassing the area right around where the two girls were found in a suitcase. We brought you this story yesterday with extensive coverage. This has obviously been a horrific time for many in that neighborhood. So I want to just bring this to you full so you can get an exact look as to what we are all seeing here. Now, you are going to be watching this video as I see it as well. This is straight from the source, straight from the field, right into our newsroom here. Our Caitlin McCarthy is on the scene right now. Now you can see, look at it right there. Okay, see that blue house? That driveway right there seems to be the center point of where officers are coming in and out. I can't tell exactly which number home they're kind of canvassing. However, it does seem that would potentially be the driveway for the home on the left, because it doesn't look like there is one for that home on the left.
It's very sad,
but this
Shauna.
is that same area where on Tuesday, Cleveland police confirmed that the bodies of two young girls were found in suitcases. This was on the city's east side in the South Collingwood neighborhood area. There you can see, okay, this is a great shot. So this shows you how those officers kind of walking in and out of that spot there. If you remember the coverage that we did on this over the past 24 hours.
We did a stream on it this morning, Chai, and it's horrific. It's very horrific.
Or so, Harry Boomer, I remember, was on the ground covering this. You may remember how we had a situation where we were, the cameras were right next to the plot of land where the suitcases were. But it seems like now they're kind of concentrating on.
This is up in the Cleveland area. It came out yesterday. We watched the press conference from last night this morning. It was Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, is where this happened at.
On one or two areas more specifically. Let me just fix a spelling error in this. Okay, there we go. So again, for those that are just joining us, for those that just jumped onto our digital stream, Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now, the 19 News digital desk, as we show you a look at police continuing to search the same area.
For those of you that are not caught up on this case, yesterday a man walking his dog, the dog alerted to a scent. The scent led them to a suitcase in which he called the police. Upon the police arriving there, they found a second suitcase, and inside were two young black females, ages ranging between 8 and 14. It has been found out today that they are half siblings. That was really the last update we had got. There has been no missing child alerts that link back to these two children. That was one thing that I found very strange in this case. But hopefully with the medical examiner having the bodies, once the examination and everything is done, we may get some answers, and I'm hoping that the answers come in tonight while we're watching this.
Where two girls were found in suitcases. This was in the South Collingwood neighborhood. So for those that are unfamiliar with exactly what happened here, I'm just going to read you exactly what we know as of right now. First of all, the medical examiner confirmed through DNA that the two girls are half siblings. So Cleveland police were called just after about 6 o'clock to a field in the area of 163rd and Midland. The video that you're looking at right now, that's actually 162nd, not 163rd. So they were called to that area for suspected dead body. According to police sources, a man was walking his dog in that area for the first time in a while. He hadn't walked in that area because of snow. He was walking there because the snow obviously had disappeared. His dog starts kind of acting up to the scent from what's in that area. That is when the man called 911. Then officers were able to respond to it, and then they found a shallow grave with one deceased person, one dead person in there. I don't know what this guy is doing here that is standing in front of our camera. I do apologize for that, but
No, Chad, there is no missing reports for these girls. We're not sure if maybe they had been brought in from a different area. Maybe it's a case that they were never even reported missing. Seeing that they are half siblings, there is a lot of things left open right now. Hey, witchy woman, it's good to see you. This is a horrific case. And they said that the area that the suitcases was found was like a public dump place. People just threw trash there. They're not sure how long those suitcases had been there. They had been buried in a partial grave. It just, oh. Welcome in, Carl. I figured you'd be watching your basketball.
Why is they searching the roof? If the kids that they think is missing.
so I'm trying to see if this guy's just saying anything here. Okay, so we'll get back to that in a second. Let me just continue to go through this. So police called 911. That's when they found a dead person in a shallow grave inside of a suitcase. When detectives got to the scene, that's when they found a second body nearby. Same situation. They say that both suitcases, again, this is according to police, both suitcases were partially buried in shallow graves and that the victims had been there for a while. They said that one of the victims was believed to be 8.5 to 13 years old, and the other was 10.5 to 14 years old. According to police, there were no reports of missing children that matched the identification, but they're looking at statewide records, and then they're trying to get assistance from federal officials as well. Detectives were checking with state and federal partners. The crime scene, again, was located in the South Collinwood area near Ginn Academy, Ginn, Ginn Academy, in that area. Obviously, the investigation was going to continue. Oh, here we go. Let's take a listen to Mike Polensik, the councilman who represents that district.
Okay, Councilman, tell me, this is about
Hey, B. Frank. Thanks for joining us.
Half a block. One of those two girls were found. We're seeing this today.
They're not saying much. In fact, they're not saying anything. All they're saying it is a serious police action taking place. So I can't.
That's the thing, child. We don't know. Especially with the weather up in Cleveland, you know, the way it is, it's so cold. We believe maybe that's why it was just a partial grave where the ground had been so frozen, and then you have all the snow that they receive on top of it. There are so many questions left out there. Yeah, it's been very snowy there until late. My brother lives in the area, and I mean, I see pictures that he sends, and the ground had been covered. So we're just not sure of anything right now.
Can't give you any details other than that. I'm concerned myself that I thought they would at least have notified my office of any action taking place here, but they did not. How did I find out? The neighbors called me.
Tonight, you guys are having a community meeting.
Right.
I think was pre-planned, but you were already discussing this. The two
Yes.
little girls found
Yes.
deceased.
Yes.
What are the questions? What are the concerns in the community?
Well, the concerns are is, first of all, who are the young ladies? Who are these children? You know, we have no, right now, as of this afternoon, they couldn't identify the children. They had no information that they were able to provide. In fact, I've learned more out of the county offices and out of outside sources than I have from the Cleveland Division of Police, which concerns me greatly. And so we want to know what the extent of the investigation is. We want no stone unturned. We want them to do everything they can. You have to understand, this neighborhood, they deposited two dead children in the wrong neighborhood. We're not going to rest until whoever did this is brought to justice. This is not a community that looks the other way. This is not a community that looks the other way. We want justice for these children. We want to know who did this. What kind of monster demon would do this to two children? Just throw them away like they're garbage. No, not here. Not in Collinwood. No, that don't happen. We're not going to put up with that. We want resolution. We want these two children. There's got to be justice for these two kids. We have to understand who they are. I want to know who they are. And I want to know who did this.
Welcome in, Kathy and Salty Mamas. It's good to see you both. Guys, if you hear the thunder, it is storming here right now.
That's the position of the community. Those are the questions we're going to be asking, and we would like to get some more answers out of CPD. So I'm hoping. I have no understanding of what's taking place up the street here. All they told me was a serious police action.
What's that frustration being left in the dark about getting information?
Because I can't communicate to the neighborhood who are calling my office, because we don't know if there's a serial killer running around here. We don't know about that. We don't know if it's somebody from the neighborhood. We don't know if it's somebody from outside of the neighborhood who just thought they'd come over because there's an industrial area over here where we experienced some illegal dumping in the past and just thought they could drop off two dead children. I mean, this is outrageous. When I arrived on the scene Monday night for the one child was sickening enough. But then on the scene, and they told me, well, we found another. I said, oh my God, Oh my God, who does this? Who could have done something like this? We want justice. We want justice for these kids. That's our.
Hey, Sue. Yeah, it is very sad.
So that was Councilman Mike Polensik, who represents this district. You heard Caitlin mention how he was going to be attending a meeting shortly, after or before this all happened. Seems unpleased that he was not notified of the ongoing investigation, at least the search here. But this guy is going to show up again in the shots. I do not understand or know who this person is, but hopefully they're going to at least be able to let us see what's going on here. All right, sorry about that. But he was supposed to be attending a meeting for a bunch of members of the community where they were going to explain what's going on, what they're doing, address fears, address any concerns that people are going to have. And I'm telling you, he's literally preparing for that meeting. And then
We did watch some news clips earlier today, and literally this woman was given this interview, and it was right in her front yard. But luckily, they said that there is a lot of flock cameras and things in the area. The only bad thing about that is at this point, they don't even have a time frame. We don't know how long these little girls have been there. I don't think it's a serial killer either, Chai. The fact that they're half siblings leads me to believe other things. I'm not, oh, that thunder is bad. I do not believe that they have been reported missing, unfortunately. But that's my opinion, not something I've heard. It's just sad.
this happens. So clearly anything they were going to say there kind of moot at this point because of the ongoing investigation that is currently taking place. Again, for those that are just joining, for those that just jumped onto our digital stream, my name is Jeff Slauson. We are trying to take a look more in depth at what is going on currently in the South Collinwood neighborhood here in the city of Cleveland, where at the same area where two girls were found stuffed into suitcases, an investigation is ongoing, very active, as you can see here. Police going in and out of what seems to be the backyard or at least side area of one of the homes. This is 162nd Street, 705, 703, 701. The potential addresses of those, let's just stop here for a second. You can see on the left-hand side, there's that yellow box past where Polensik is behind those trees. That is a shipping container. That we've seen photos of officers in and around that area. So this is going to make me believe that the furthest to the left home is the one that they are looking at. Also because there is not a driveway on the our left-hand side of that home. Only one.
This would be the area they are speaking about now. And in the news clips we seen earlier, it was what looked like to be this area right here where the trees and stuff was. There was a lot of trash, which you can see the trash even on the roads and stuff there. But it did look like it would have been in this area. The area is also right by Ginn High School. There is some disputes about it being an all-male high school. We're not going to get into that. But yeah, that looks like to be the shipping container that they're talking about.
Driveway here that they are going in and out of. It seems to be that left home. I was looking at Google Images earlier. It was an empty lot for quite some time, trying to get records to see exactly who potentially does own that home, and specifically who would be in charge of that shipping container that's just around that empty lot, again, to our left of the home. Earlier today, we were able to confirm through the medical examiner's office. Again, there were two, the camera's going to move here, so I'll bring myself on screen. As for anybody that's ever jumped onto our digital streams here, you are very aware that as we are watching these streams, things change. We go to different locations. So we want you to just, stay patient there, as obviously we are going to be moving the camera as we are right now. The medical examiner was able to confirm today that the 2 young girls that were killed and stuffed in those suitcases, they were half siblings. Don't know much more. Let's cut back and show you this. See that shipping container on the left-hand side? That's what I'm talking about here. That shipping container is the kind of the not the crux of this thing, but at least centered around where a lot of the attention has been, understandably so, because that shipping container has seen investigators going in and out, and then there's this portion of the backyard. So my assumptions here, from just kind of reading the tea leaves, seem to be correct. It is the backyard of that far left.
So if stream ends, that's what's happening. I think it's better. I'll come back if that indeed does happen.
Walking in and around that spot, unsure what. It seems like it's snow. Let me get over here. Yeah, and they're not being too secretive about this, right? I mean, this is obviously very out in the open. And you understand the concerns of people in the community, that you understand the concern.
I do have the tip line posted on the screen. There is a $5,000 reward offered by Crime Stoppers for information on this case.
Concerns of Councilman Polensik. All right, they're going to move again here. Let's see if they... Again, I apologize for anybody that is watching, and if the camera does move, there's a reason for that. Obviously, we are watching along with you. This is a live, active scene.
Guys, if you're watching this on Kick,
so again, it seems to be that backyard is the focal point of this right now. All right, so you hear Caitlin McCarthy there. She's going to be making an appearance on 19 News at 6 o'clock, most likely right off the bat. So we, of course, will take her coverage live. And I'll say one more time, just so everybody is very clear on this. Again, we are watching along with Caitlin as she works through all of this. So if you hear any sort of, talking to anybody or things like that, that's why. She's preparing for her appearance on 19 News. And then, of course, if she is on TV at any point as well, you will hear. I'll try to make sure that we can get the sound available too. Put that somewhere. Okay, so I'll be able to get that. So again, this is the same area where 2 girls were found stuffed into suitcases. They were buried in shallow graves. They were discovered by a man who was walking his dog in an area he normally walks in, but has not due to the snow. Obviously, as you can see, the snow has cleared up. So took his dog for a walk in an area where they normally go. And then you hear, I'm going to lower that. And then he said that he saw his dog kind of alerting to an area, calls the cops. Cops arrive, find the first suitcase. Then a little bit later, they find the second suitcase. Medical examiner's office now able to determine through DNA that they were half siblings. No missing person matches who these are within our area, at least. So now the search has to expand, right? Was this some sort of situation where somebody came in with them? Were they not in the system yet? What system would they potentially be in? I mean, this could be a very long investigation, and understandably so, incredibly scary for the community because you don't know what's happening here. All right, let's take the top of our newscast here with Brian Duffy and Tiffany Tucker. They will have the latest, and then they will have Caitlin's report.
And I'm Brian Duffy. We do not know right now whether this search is related to that disturbing discovery. Our Caitlin McCarthy live on the scene for us this evening. Caitlin, what have you learned while out there?
Yeah, a heavy police presence here on Midland and 167th Street in the South Collinwood neighborhood. We've seen investigators going in and around this beige house here behind me for the last about an hour since we got here. We have not got an update on why they are here, if there is a tip that led them here, but this is practically across the street from where those two girls were found buried in the suitcase in a shallow grave just outside Ginn Academy here in Collinwood. We spoke with Councilman Polensik, who represents this area earlier. He expressed frustration for being left in the dark. A lot of community members meeting tonight to express that frustration and concern about not knowing who these two little girls are, who could have done this to them. But take a look at the scene from earlier. We had these photos sent to us to the 19 newsroom. Again, you're seeing those investigators coming in and out of homes on this street here on East 167th Street or East 162nd Street. Again, just down the street from where those two girls were found. We do not have any information to connect this to that discovery from Monday night. We will be speaking with Cleveland Police in the next 5 minutes or so, and we're hoping to have an update for you tonight on 19 News. But for now, reporting live in the Collinwood neighborhood, Caitlin McCarthy, 19 News.
And again, that was the latest report from Caitlin McCarthy. We will have much more on this coming up as obviously as those updates are available. Caitlin said that we're expecting to hear from Cleveland Police. So we're going to stick around on our digital stream until then. We're going to try and make sure that we obviously have the latest information, and we want to be able to bring that to you as soon as possible. And that is done through these types of.
Jackie, it blows my mind also that they were never reported missing. But something they said a while ago, they said missing at least from their area. So it makes me wonder if they haven't extended out to different states and areas to see if maybe it missed, there's something there. But I'm tending to lead more toward something nefarious in a family situation with them being half siblings. It just keeps sticking out to me. Chai said maybe the mom is deceased and they haven't found her. Yeah, I mean, there is so many possibilities of what could be going on here. Glitter Forever was in chat this morning, and she made the comment about the trafficking in that area is really, really bad. What do you mean, is there another child in the home? We don't even know where their home is. I'm not sure what you meant by that, Jackie. Yeah, that's what she said. She said it was a big trafficking hub. Yeah, and that's right, Salties. They could be totally from another country. We don't know. When we were watching earlier, oh no, that was Judy on my panel. She is from that area. She said that she knew of a family that this could pertain to, but there was another child at home that would have told. But I had advised her earlier, if she thinks that is something, then she needs to call that tip line. I mean, that's not something we here on YouTube can do anything about. Hey, Planet. How are you? It's good to see you. But yeah, at this point, the only thing we know about these girls is it was two female Black young ladies, ages ranging between 8 and 14.
Of digital streams. So we will take a look at the active, or at least what was once an active scene. But if there are no more updates following police, that's when we most likely will wrap this up. And of course, we will have much more on 19 News as the day unfolds. Again, Jeff Slauson here. Let's bring myself back up on screen so people know exactly who is breaking all of this down. Hello, everybody. Jeff Slauson here from 19 News. We are continuing our coverage of police investigating more thoroughly in the same area where 2 girls were found stuffed into suitcases. Let's show you that live. Now, as Brian Duffy had said in the top of the hour, we've not been told if this is a direct response or direct link to. However, this is the same area, so take that for what it is worth. A reminder of what happened here. A person was walking his dog in an area where it's usually snow covered. Dog starts to kind of act differently in an area, calls police. 1 suitcase is found with a young girl stuffed into it. Another one is found. Following that, seemed like they had been there for quite some time, according to police. And then ultimately, they were able to determine through the medical examiner's office that both girls were half siblings, were relatives. Again, this is in the South Collinwood area. That right there is 162nd Street. And the house that seems to be in question, or at least the one that is being looked at the most, is kind of at the end of the area. You can see there's like a large plot next to it. And if you go to Google Images or go to Google Earth, you will see that it's, somewhat new. I'm not going to say super new, but somewhat new. So we are working to figure out potentially who owns that home. In the backyard is a storage container, a shipping container. That's also obviously very concerning because you have a situation where you have a home that is being searched and then you have a massive storage facility also being searched there. So they've been concentrating, at least it seems, a strong majority of their efforts on that one specific spot. The backyard, they are constantly, they being police and investigators, are constantly walking up and down the side or the driveway, which has to be of that last house on the left-hand side of your screen there. Mike Polensik, the councilman who represents this district, was expected to be in attendance of a community meeting that was starting now.
Hey, Mo, good to see you. Chat, we heard conflicting statements this morning. Someone in chat said it really wasn't, but then on the news clips we were watching, it was. So I'm not sure about that with it being the high crime rate. I would believe it would be, in my opinion. So far, Mo, they are just looking around. What we're watching is the area around where the suitcases were found. They haven't really gave anything new at this point, but they are waiting on the police to come on and speak. So hopefully they do.
To address concerns of people in the area. You would understand everybody that lives around there being concerned. He was expected to address those. Now this is happening. He said his office was not given a heads up on it, but more questions obviously than answers at this point, and large concerns for many folks here over what is going on. 2 shallow graves.
See, my brother lives up in this Cuyahoga Falls area, but he lives in a very nice neighborhood. He hasn't said anything about his area being high crime rate, but Cleveland is a big place. A big place. The medical examiner probably can tell us that, Jackie. That's what I'm hoping when the police give their update, is we get some information from the medical examiner. They did release this morning from the medical examiner that they were half siblings.
Were found. No one knows potentially what more there is, if it was somebody from the neighborhood, if it wasn't somebody from the neighborhood. I mean, there's a lot here. And Polensik brought up, again, his words, not mine, the term killer, a serial killer. Again, his words, not mine, but those are the types of things that he is concerned about. They just do not know what is going on, and having a much larger.
Do you guys think it would be a possibility for it to be a serial killer, with it having been 2 children that are half siblings found together and never reported missing that we know of? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Police presence obviously is not going to stop anybody from having even more dangerous or concerning thoughts. As now we see another officer enter the screen there from the right-hand side. Again, as Caitlin said, we are expecting to hear an update from police at some point over the next little bit here. Just trying to see if there's any updates. No, not that I can see.
The only possibility I would see is if Chai is correct and the mom was killed also.
All right, not that I can see here.
Or
But
the
now you're seeing
father,
what I was talking
whatever
about
the
earlier,
parent
how they're
was.
kind of centered around that spot right there. The house furthest point on the left-hand side, there's the driveway, and that ultimately leads to the backyard, which has that storage container within it.
It would be nice to know if the shared DNA they had was maternal or paternal. That way they would know, you know, are we looking for a mother or a father of these children?
All right, I'm going to see when we potentially are going to hear from police. We're going to bring the audio up a little bit. Again, if you hear anybody there, if you hear Caitlin McCarthy, if you hear the photographer that they're with, that is because, you know, we are following along live as they keep moving things here.
Yeah, Mo, that is a good possibility too. With it being in a big city, that it could possibly be in walking distance. Another thing I had thought about was, had these children ever been in the system with maybe CPS or DFS? You know, I know here they do fingerprint the children when they go in the system. Maybe that's something the medical examiner can pull, or even a dental record. Yeah, it's hard to think like someone that would do something like that. See, that's what I was thinking too, Chai. But, you know, then here we run into again with that area being such a high trafficking area. Maybe these children wasn't even from the United States, or they were from a state far away. I'm really hoping, though, we get some information with DNA. So right there we have the Cleveland Police crime scene van.
All right, you're seeing there one of the cars.
So they are treating that as a crime
that's
scene.
a neighbor or if that is an officer. Digital platforms. Let's just see where we're moving here. Yeah, all right, we're going to wrap this up for right now. And then, of course, if we get any updates, then we will bring this to you both on air and then, of course, right here on all of our digital platforms. But if it's just a static shot right now, we're going to wait for more to come. Again, we've been following along as police search the area surrounding the spot where 2 girls were found stuffed in suitcases. Horrible situation. Wondering the more specifics and waiting to get more specific. On exactly what police are looking for, but we will of course provide that to you as soon as we know that information. For now, I'm Just Lost of 19 News. We will have much more to come, both on air and online.
Was that not even on all this time? Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. Hey, Summer Girl. It's good to see you, sweetheart. All right, let me look and see what else I can find. Runaway truth, that hopefully is something with the DNA that they will be able to find out really quickly. I'm just looking through and see if I find any updates. I see that bigger news media has started picking this up. Oh, so we have a person of interest detained. WK. Let me see if I can find that, Amanda. Thank you. WKYC. Okay, they aren't putting it on here yet. Let me go to Google. I seen your message, Amanda. I'm looking for something to pull up. Okay, I'm not finding no news articles yet. Can someone send me the link? Okay, you got it, chat. Let me put the link in here for you. That was fast. If they've already got someone, I'm glad. Chaz got it. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, let's share the screen. Okay. We are going to close that ad.
How to swap faces with Edamaker AI.
Sorry,
Whether
guys, for
swapping
the
multiple
ad. It's on the
faces
news channel.
or
And good evening. Welcome into the Wednesday edition of 3 News at 7. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Betsy Kling. We begin with breaking news for you here at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. One person is now in custody following the discovery of the 2 bodies of young girls found in suitcases earlier this week.
We just learned about this in the past 15 minutes or so. We want to get straight to Sia, New Yorker, who now joined us live from the scene. Sia, good evening. What can you tell us?
Good evening, Russ and Betsy. Yes, I'm here on East 162nd and Midland Avenue, right here near the Ginn Academy and the field where the police found those bodies buried in those suitcases. Now, police say just a little bit ago that they do have one person of interest in custody. They have this road blocked off. They wanted to let us know that the person they have in custody, the tip came from the investigation. They're telling us that they are concentrating here the crime scene unit here. You can see the van here. They're concentrated on this home, but it is too early to know. They say that they're still looking for tips, but at this time, they do have one person of interest in custody. Again, they're still looking for information from the public. We will have much more coming up tonight on 3 News at 11. Russ, Betsy.
Okay. See you, New Yorker. Thank you. We'll see you later.
How to swap faces with Edamaker AI. Whether swapping multiple faces.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Sergeant Freddie Diaz, Public Information Officer of the Division of Police. Just wanted to provide a very short update in regards to the ongoing investigation of the 2 homicides that our homicide unit is investigating. This evening, our homicide unit conducted a search warrant here in this area of East 162nd and Midland. As part of that ongoing investigation and search warrant, the investigators were able to identify and detain a person of interest. At this point, the investigation obviously is ongoing. This person is going to be interviewed, and we're going to hope to continue this investigation and gather more leads. This is not an arrest at the moment. It's just a person of interest that we're looking to talk to and gain some more information. As you can imagine, all our resources, every possible lead that we have been receiving, every possible agency that we're able to work with, we're working to arrest those responsible person or persons that are responsible for this crime. At this point, this is all the update I can provide. We're hoping to be able to provide a little bit more updates as soon as possible, definitely not tonight.
Are you able to say, was it a tip that led to the house or how they ended up at this house?
So part of the investigation led us to this home, and it's been a nonstop, ongoing investigation. Our homicide unit, it's often not said, but they have been working around the clock in this investigation. So if I can share that with the public, the homicide unit has spared no expense in terms of what they've committed to this investigation, and they're working really hard to bring justice to these young girls.
Well, with that being said, there's been so much shock and so many questions in the community. 2 little girls found buried in suitcases in shallow grave, saying the detectives have worked around the clock to help solve this. Why is this case, all of the cases have this kind of attention, but why is this, getting so many resources? Why is it so important then?
Well, all our homicide cases are important, and all our homicide cases get the attention and they get the work from our unit. This obviously is difficult in terms of the ages of the victims, and it's no secret that it touches our hearts. Our officers are human just like everyone else, and they're their parents, their grandparents, and it affects them as well, which is, it goes to say that they're committed to resolving this as quickly as possible.
Are you able to share whether or not this person of interest is related to the 2 little girls?
Not at this time.
Sergeant Diaz, with that being said, are you able to tell us, what do you still need from the public? I know this is just a person of interest, but do you still need information from the public?
Absolutely. Any information that the public can think of, if this incident jogs some memory or something that they think it's beneficial, we're open to any tips, any information. I also would just remind the public that just like them, we're also anxious and committed to finding some answers. So we want the public to know that it's a sense of urgency for us to identify and arrest those responsible.
There were concerns that there could have been a serial killer on the loose. Does it appear now that that's not the case? Are we able to say that yet?
At this moment, there's no concern to public safety from what we know. There's no information to lead us that there should be a concern to public safety. This is, a message that we said from the beginning, and we still believe that that's the case.
We saw law enforcement circling this beige home. Is it just the one home that was searched, or was it more?
I can't disclose, at this moment what we searched, but everything that is part of the investigation, part of that search warrant, is being looked at, and we will continue.
With this information, are you able to find a name for these 2 little girls? I know there's been very few details on their identity. Are you getting closer to identifying them?
that's something the medical examiner office can, answer. They're obviously working as well in partnership with us to identify them. And so as soon as we know that, we could obviously confirm it and help us with the investigation.
Anything else?
I think we learned
How to swap faces with Edamaker AI, whether swapping multiple faces or one face at once. Edamaker enables seamless face swapping.
Okay. I think we learned a lot just from listening to that. The point that he said that there is no public threat leads me to believe it is familial. Let's see if we can find anything else. I think I have another link Chai dropped for me. Let's go ahead and get it up here. And Mo, you're right. It is hard when you're trying to find things and make sure everything gets put on the screen. I miss a lot of steps. But it's okay. Oh, I believe that's one we already watched. Yeah. We had already watched that one. Okay, let's see if this news has anything else. So what are y'all's thoughts on this at this point? I mean, do you think it's a local family situation? Yeah, the public safety is not at risk. That's what they are supposed to. Yeah. That's what led me to believe, Okay, nothing on that one. Let's go back to this channel and see if they have anything new. Okay. I'm not seeing anything new besides what we saw. It looked and appeared that way to me, Mo, that they were close because, I mean, that was a couple houses over. I may be wrong, though. We can go ahead and watch the press conference from last night again. If you guys want to watch it. Is that something you guys want to watch? Let me know. Yeah, I think it's very close, too. Let's watch this one. Give me just a second to get this one pulled up. This was from an hour ago with a different news station. let's see what they say.
Well, now to a story that has shocked and upset deeply so many of you. It is heartbreaking. The bodies of 2 young girls found buried in suitcases in shallow graves in a Cleveland neighborhood.
Now, the medical examiner says that the girls were half siblings, and we learned that earlier today, but they still don't know who those girls are. Our John Kostick is live tonight in the South Collinwood neighborhood. John, I was there just yesterday, and with so little to go on, police are really working the area, and they're hoping that somebody will speak up to help them find some answers.
Yeah, no question about it, David and Katie. I got to tell you, this is an evolving situation here at East 162nd and Midland. About a half an hour ago, we're setting up for a live shot, and all of a sudden we hear loudspeaker blaring. We turn around, and it's a Cleveland Police SWAT vehicle and about a dozen cars coming in on a home here at East 162nd and Midland, about 150 yards from where those young girls' bodies were found. Now, police are not saying what all was involved, what they're looking for here, or if it's involved in this case, but most of them dispersed, but still a handful remain, and the road remains closed. Now, again, police all along have said that they believe the answers are in this neighborhood, that somebody saw something that will lead them to the answers they need, and eventually whoever's behind this. Following the loss of 2 young lives like those found here Monday night in this field off of East 162nd and Midland, it would not be unusual to find a growing memorial, flowers, pictures, candles, items of remembrance placed by the friends and family of the victims. 2 days after this grim discovery, though, nothing. The victims remain nameless, and so their loss not even yet realized by those who knew them. What does it do to you to see that there's nothing here for these because we don't know who they are?
So it's disheartening.
It's part of what brought Bridget here this day. She calls this neighborhood home. She was rocked by what happened here.
There's not even a gruesome enough word to describe how it feels. I'm a mother. This is so disturbing.
The medical examiner saying Wednesday that through DNA, they can tell the girls who are between the ages of 8.5 and 13 and 10.5 and 14 are related, half siblings, but that a positive ID has not yet been made.
We want justice for those 2 children, want justice for their family, because I don't know who they are.
As city leaders pressure police for answers, police in turn are calling on the community for help, especially those who live in this area next to Ginn Academy, asking them to recall anything they might have seen.
Anything that you see that's out of the ordinary. Did you see anyone spending a significant amount of time in that area? Someone who seems out of sorts to your neighborhood.
The chief wanting the public to know that based on the time they believe the bodies were here, there was no immediate threat to the community.
We still have to develop exactly when this happened, and we don't have any indication that there's a clear threat to safety.
Police were saying yesterday there's no immediate threat to the community. Does that make you feel any safer?
There is immediate threat to the community because the person who did this is still out here probably doing the same thing to other families, to other children. That is an immediate threat. We just found 2 babies buried in suitcases.
Situation, and then again to recap here, around 4:30 this afternoon, Cleveland Police, the SWAT team came in on a home behind me here at East 162nd and Midland. They spent about 15 minutes of activity going around it. Most of them have dispersed, but police are right now going through the home. They're not saying what it's in relation to, but we are about 150 yards away from where the body was found. Now, Councilman Mike Polenzek is going to hold a meeting in about an hour from now, or less than an hour, at 6 o'clock at St. Mary the Assumption Church, updating members of the community of what's going on. David and Katie?
Okay. John, thank you so much. Appreciate that update and the very latest of the breaking news that's happening there on the scene. I know you'll keep us posted on all the developments.
A 150 yards. Wow. That is unbelievable. Salty Mamas, thank you for gifting a sub over in Kick. That went to Cakebot? What? Cakebot, really? Wow. Oh, well. All right. Cha says, Cleveland Police Sergeant Freddie Diaz said that during a search warrant at an address near the area of East 162nd and Midland Avenue on Wednesday, they were able to identify the person of interest. Yeah, I'm dying too. I can't believe that. Yeah, Salty, you sure did try. Thank you for that. Let's get you a little something. But don't expect a thank you from... Yes, I need lots of watch hours and subs, Angelina, unfortunately. I am at creator stage. I still have to get verified as a creator before I can do that. I have to have 4 more bot subs, not gifted. And then after that, I have to have an average of so many hours. And then to get the partnership, I need 19 more paid subs and a lot more. Jackie, thank you very much for gifting a sub that went to Lurker. Lurker will tell you thank you, Jackie, but I don't expect it from Nightbot.
I'm Krama Chronicles. That's all who I am.
There you go, baby.
All right, let me get this off there. I did find that article Cha just gave me. We can read it. Hey, Angelina, it's good to see you over there, honey. That is crazy. Cha, the subbing over there is... It's sort of kind of complicated if you are using a Kick app. Now, if you go and log in from a browser, meaning Safari or whatever it is on Android, it's a lot easier, or being on a laptop. But you may have a subscription, Cha. I bought a couple for my mods over there in the beginning. If you want to run over there and chat, Cha, I will check yours out. I know I'll get there, Angelina. Everything is a slow process. I appreciate every bit of support I get, but yeah, we'll get there. Salty says, I got a fortune cookie one time that said, ignore previous cookie. I'm used to weird things happening. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, let's get this one pulled up. We don't have a video, but we do have an article. If I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, okay, Chai, you made it in. Let me click on you. No, I guess you don't have one yet. But you haven't spent a lot of time over there either. You've got the OG. Oh, you are a subscriber, Chai. That's why yours won't go through, sweetheart. I thought I gave you one. I gave you and Carl one for being my head mods. Okay. We're good over there. Let's see what we've got. Jackie, gifted to Lurker. We've got that one. Shauna Marie, thank you for gifting a skull emoji. Salty Mamas, thank you for gifting hype.
Dang, y'all in here dropping it up. That's...
I've got to play this one too, guys, because it is Salty Mama's favorite one. Hey, Blank Screen, good to see you.
I'm Krama Chronicles. That's all who I am.
There you go, baby.
All right, I got that one played for Salties. All right, let's pull this, add this to the stage. This was updated 18 minutes ago, guys. Cleveland, Ohio. A person of interest has been detained by Cleveland police in the case of the bodies of 2 young girls found in suitcases near a Cleveland school Monday night. See, I was thinking this happened yesterday. Hey, blank screen, I see you over there. Cleveland Police Sergeant Freddie Diaz said that during a search warrant at an address near the area of East 162nd and Midland Avenue on Wednesday, they were able to identify the person of interest. The person will be interviewed and the investigation will continue. Diaz said this person has not been arrested, just detained. Let's see if the article says anything else. Oh, I'm trying to scroll off of StreamYard. Good gravy. On Wednesday morning, the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner confirmed that through DNA that the two girls were half siblings. At this time, they have not been positively identified, and no further information is available while the investigation is ongoing. In a news conference on Tuesday, Cleveland Police Chief Dorothy Todd confirmed the bodies of two young girls were found in suitcases in the city's east side on Monday evening. All right, and you guys wanted to watch last night's press conference again, right? Yeah, they don't allow that. But I like the emojis and stuff over there, blank screen. I think they're fun. Okay, so let's find this press conference. Give me just a moment, guys. Okay, let me get it up on the screen. Get this turned off and add this. All right, Summer Girl. I hope you're feeling all right, sweetheart.
Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We're about to get an update from the police chief here in Cleveland on the case of two young girls being found partially buried in two suitcases. This was...
Before we go any further, while blank screen is still over there, I've got to show you something, blank screen. I hope you're still in Kick. There is a way. You click on the person's name, Jackie. Like say you want to gift to Angelina. You click on her name and it's going to bring up her profile and it'll say gift a sub. That way you can choose who you want to gift to. I do like that feature. All right, guys, on Kick. Before we get into this press conference, we do have some new things going on over here. If you click on your emojis, we have some new channel emojis. There's different ones for everybody in chat to use, but there's also a few for subscribers only. One being Betty and Seth at Chili's, courtesy of our blank screen. The other one, we have Toothless BJ. Another one we have Mob the Vampire. I will be working on some more. It takes a little bit to do them, and I'm still learning the whole Kick thing. Also, if you will notice, out from your name at the beginning, where we used to have the little star. Now we get new badges every month for being a subscriber. The first month is a Krama Crime Chronicles camera. And just like on YouTube, it will change as the months of your subscription goes up. Another thing is points. Anytime you're in Kick watching, that's all you have to do is watch or chat or send different things. You get points. And with those points, you can turn them in for different prizes. You do not have no virus. You can turn them in for different prizes. And those prizes, one of them is, let me see if I can get to it. I know the highest tier is mod for a day. That would be for someone who does not have a hammer. You would get a hammer to go in and say, Carl was over here and he didn't have a hammer. He could get his hammer and he could go through timing people out. Another thing we have is turn the chat to emojis only. Let me show you guys how that works. All right, you guys in chat, try to type. All you can do at this point is send emojis. That's it. Now, Clue has a way to make them emojis go all crazy on her screen. So I need to figure out how to do that. But right now, you guys are in emoji only. I think it costs like 100, 200 points to get to turn chat to emojis only for a minute. Let's turn that back off. And another one is you can remove a word. Say I say a word you do not like. We'll use BJ as a word. For 15 minutes, I can't say that word. So it's just different little fun incentives that we have over there. Okay. With all that being said, let's go back to this press conference. This is last night's press conference, not tonight. This is last night's.
Behind Ginn Academy, their bodies were discovered by a man walking his dog. His dog actually hit on or smelled the first suitcase, and that's when police were called. Let's get you live now to the update.
Responded out and located a deceased individual that was in a shallow grave inside of a suitcase. The officers immediately began their investigation as they canvassed the area for any potential evidence on scene. The officers located what appeared to be a second shallow grave, and they could tell that there was a second suitcase in that location. The officers at that time identified that there was a body inside of that second suitcase as well. The medical examiner's office responded out and they took custody of the individuals and for their further investigation. So we completed our investigation on scene. The only updates we have at this time are that the individuals are 2 juvenile Black females. The one individual is suspected to be anywhere between the ages of 8.5 to 13. The second is estimated to be of the age of 10.5 to 14. At this time, there are no clear indicators of the cause of death of the 2 young females. And we're asking if anyone has any information, saw anything suspicious in the area, that they are to contact the Cleveland Division of Police Homicide Unit at 216-623-5464, We will be operating that line 24 hours a day, so someone will be available to answer those calls. Or they can call Crime Stoppers at 216-252-7463. At this time, we don't know how long the juveniles had been at this location. It was some time, so it's not just something that was recent. The investigation is ongoing. We have to wait for results from the medical examiner, and from there, we should have an update once we have further information. So if you have any questions, we'll open it up.
The body's dismembered.
No.
And approximately how big are these suitcases if you were to?
I am not going to give that information right now. So the only thing I do ask is if somebody saw something that was suspicious involving something that sounds familiar, I don't want to give certain information out that could tamper the investigation.
Were the two victims related?
No, we don't have any identification of either of the victims at this time.
But
Do you have any suspects?
No.
Are there missing persons, missing children that match the two girls that were
Welcome
found?
back.
So it's a good question. We have checked our, locally, we have no reports of any missing children that match these identifications. We are checking statewide as well. We also have the assistance from our federal, state, and local partners. This is a priority. This is a traumatic event for our officers, for the community. And, this is just such a tragic incident. But we are trying to develop any leads we can. That's why we're also asking for the community's help.
I know in last night's press release, you said that the department said there's no ongoing threat to the public. What leads investigators to come to that conclusion?
When we say that, it's more, we know that this didn't just happen. We still have to develop exactly when this happened, and we don't.
Yeah, it is amazing, Jackie, how far they have come just since last night. I really, really like this chief of police.
Have any indication that there's a clear threat to safety.
Can you give any sort of update on the condition of the bodies that are found? I know you said it's been some time. This isn't something that just happened, but any sort of...
So right now, the only thing we could say, there's no clear indicators. So there's nothing that's visible enough to determine what the cause of death was.
We had heard, Chief, that perhaps these children were malnourished. Is that something that you heard as well?
I don't have a comment on that. I would defer to the medical examiner once their results come out.
Were the individuals clothed?
I will also defer to the medical examiner on that at this time.
Was there any identification inside the suitcase or a name on a shirt, like a kid's shirt, or anything that would lead you to?
Unfortunately, we have no indicators right now of the identity of the children involved.
Should we believe that they're local? Or do
We
not know that
can't
either?
even determine that at this time.
Can you kind of describe that neighborhood to us? Or is there often foot traffic in that area where the bodies?
Yeah, so the caller in this incident was just a resident from the area who was walking their dog through the area. This is a field close to the school over there. This is just a residential neighborhood that I'm sure a lot of people do frequent. The weather has been, changing recently. The snow's been thawing, so it's really hard to determine the length of time at this point.
Kathy Reed, they still haven't identified these children yet. When we're talking about the DNA, it is because at this point they have been able to determine that they were half siblings. We do not know who they have detained right now. That's something else we're still waiting on.
There are some businesses around there with cameras that appear to be pointing. I don't know how far they go, but have you been gathering some of that evidence?
Yeah, so our detectives have been out there actively walking the neighborhoods and gathering the information. The difficult part is that timeline, how far you have to look back, and a lot of cameras don't capture historical data. So we are currently still canvassing for that. So if someone has cameras and they want to, just do a cursory review to see if they have anything suspicious, we please let us know and give us a call.
For anyone watching this story, you want people to come forward who may have seen something suspicious, what are some things that, should set off an alarm and they should contact you about?
Anything that you see that's out of the ordinary. Did you see anyone spending a significant amount of time in that area? Someone who seems out of sorts to your neighborhood. Usually in residential areas, what's happening in your neighborhood. Something just seems a little bit off. That's why we're asking that anyone who has anything that they believe to be information directly related to or suspicious, that they give us a call.
Chief, we had heard that the FBI and perhaps U.S. Marshals were out searching yesterday. Does that search have anything to do with these missing individuals?
No, that's not connected.
Are you working with any other agencies in this? Maybe the FBI, maybe, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, anything like that?
We are working with all of our federal, state, and local partners. From Department of Children and Family Services to CMSD to the FBI, this is a priority investigation.
As far as your knowledge, have you had any other cases here locally similar to this where children were found in suitcases or missing people or like anything like this before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Chief, can you describe, when it involves children? I mean, it takes this crime to another level.
It does.
Can you talk about that?
So when you look at that, you have an individual who's a resident who locates the trauma that happens right there. And, at the end of the day, our officers are just regular people and their parents. And, it's something that a lot of officers never have to experience. We hope they would never have to experience. And it's traumatic for everyone. And it's traumatic just for those who live in the area to know that this was right there outside their doorstep.
Should people be on heightened alert in and around this area?
I think all residents should always be cautious to the ongoings of their neighborhoods. Just, keeping alert for anything that is suspicious and always reporting it. We can't do police work alone. It takes the community to be a part of that, to call us, to let us know if something in their neighborhood is suspicious that needs, something for us to take a further look at.
Have you been in contact with, CMSD, any local schools, things like that, working with their principals?
We're working with everybody. Yeah.
Can I ask, I know you say you don't want to give away too many details, but the brand of suitcase, perhaps?
I appreciate the question, but because of the integrity of the investigation, I just can't give those specifics at this time. And as soon as we develop more leads or we have additional information, we will keep you updated. As soon as, the coroner's office has more for us, we will keep you updated on that information. We just the most important thing is misinformation gets out there quickly. And we want to clarify exactly what we know at this time. The delay in, us giving the update is because this is it's a sensitive investigation and there wasn't a lot to go on at this point. So we want to give you as much factual information.
Most of the regulars are over in Kick right now, Miss W.
That we have as soon as we could.
Are there any solid leads right now?
No.
Can I ask, and you may not be able to give it, but can you classify how badly decomposed these bodies were? Was it a great amount? Obviously, that's going to impact the investigation.
Well, I'm going to leave it to the coroner's determination because they take custody of the bodies and, they're doing their review right now. So they will probably provide that update when they're complete.
So Chief, what is your next steps?
As far as
where do you go from here? What will you do shortly after this news conference?
So I can tell you that one, we're establishing a 24-hour response line. Our investigators, not just on this investigation.
Yeah, we do know, Miss W. You're always multitasking.
But on many, they spend countless days, nights, hours, whatever it takes, sleepless nights on this investigation. We are working with all of our partners. We are we're canvassing, we're talking to people, and the best thing is to find answers. It's just terrible, horrific situation.
Do you have any idea how long it'll take the medical examiner's office?
We don't. I don't want to talk about their timelines, but hopefully we'll have something soon.
When do you anticipate the next update?
As soon as we have something more. We want to make sure that we keep the community updated, but I'm giving you what we have right now. So as soon as we have something further, but again, I encourage anyone, if they saw anything suspicious, if they know anything related to, kids that are missing, that they please call us. And, that's the most important thing. 216-623-5464. Someone will be responding to that line 24 hours. We all set?
Anything else you may want to add, you may have missed or you want to emphasize?
No, I just, the biggest thing is, getting the accurate information out as quickly as we can. That's the most important thing, is making sure that, to honor these young people, making sure the right story is out there. So thank you very much.
Dan DeRose with 19 News, as we get an update from Police Chief Dorothy Todd from downtown on what has really been a shock to the system. We are dealing with less than 24 hours from a man who was simply walking his dog in that neighborhood, and it was his dog that discovered the smell of a suitcase that was part.
Yeah, Angelina, I have so many questions. I'm hoping we get some answers by in the morning. It seems like they're working really quickly on everything, in my opinion. I never imagined we would be this far already and have someone already being detained. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it has something to do with that house that they executed the search warrant for. Let me check again real quick and see if we have any new updates since we watched that. And if not, we will get ready to end for the night. No, we don't have any more updates as of now. So we will, in the morning, for those of you that are around in the morning, we will try to get back on it again and see what we can figure out. Now, with all that being said, I want to address something that happened this evening in Nonsense's chat. I typically do not involve drama on my streams. I don't like it. I don't like mixing it with missing children. But apparently there was a video put out by Krama Reels today. And it was a clip off of Queen Bee's live off of Kick, where I have been accused of collecting money off of the t-shirts for Sebastian. That is not true. That fundraiser was not even created by me. It was created by Duchess. Duchess didn't even collect any money off of that. What had happened was I was in Queen Bee's Discord, and a chatter named Melanie had asked about the t-shirt fundraiser. She wanted to get a shirt. She couldn't find it anywhere on Duchess's thing. I don't know if someone had dropped a link in there before I come in there. I don't know. But all I did was I commented back and I said, I have the link. They're pinned at the top of the chats in my live. I didn't post the link in Queen Bee's because I know she doesn't like links in there. Well, apparently a lot of shit stirs made it into something it wasn't. I ended up leaving Queen Bee's Discord because I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, but just letting this girl know where to find the t-shirts. It's a fundraiser that Katie asked Duchess to do. Duchess designed it. Katie picked the fundraiser. That was it. Duchess didn't make money. Duchess doesn't ever make money off of anything, nor did I. The only reason I shared the link out is because it was for what Katie decided to do for Sebastian for the 2-year mark. That was it. Well, it has been turned into I'm a grifter and I'm exploiting children and whatever. I knew something was up when I got up this morning because, again, I lost a lot of subs. And I'm thinking, what in the hell is going on? Well, that's what happened. This kick was put out. I was accused of sub poaching, collecting money. Now, I have spoke to Queen Bee this evening, and she is supposed to go live and clear this up. Because what had happened, I know, Amanda, but she has little trolls that tell her things that are not true. She has a lot of things going on. And I guess Krama Reels took this as a opportunity to leash out against my channel yet again. So I'm going to say this loud and clear. Krama Reels, Terry Lynn, I don't know what the hell you two have that you do not want me covering Sebastian. But I'm going to tell you, your bullshit is not going to work. Those that know me know me. And that's all that matters. So you can put out whatever. People can say whatever. The people who are close to me know the truth. I would never. I do not make much money. Even when I'm streaming. I don't make that much. What I make covers my stuff. What do you mean, Salty Mama's wise nonsense playing with Krama Reels? I don't think nonsense likes Krama Reels. Yeah, Krama Reels causes more shit. I have put up with bullshit from them, Krama Reels and Terry Lynn, since June, when I started going live about Sebastian. I'm not going to keep doing this. Duchess has come out and told about the shirts. She was on my channel in chat. I mean, for those that follow Sebastian's case, this whole fundraiser thing isn't something new. It's something that has been going on for a month now. So, I don't know. But Duchess, I know for a fact, did not make any money off of those shirts. Anyways, like Chai said, the receipt comes from the Nick Mick donation. All the money went to Nick Mick. Yes, Duchess is very straight up. Very straight up. Nonsense. What'd you say? Oh, yeah. Nonsense has been speaking out about the Krama reels. I love Duchess too. And that's who I would like to strive to be like. She is sweet. She is truthful. And she only cares about the children and the missing people. But I'm hoping that this gets cleared up. I know Queen Bee, when I was on the phone with her, had tried to call Krama Reels. And she had blocked her. Queen and I both made comments on the clip. They got deleted. So hopefully this gets taken care of. If not, we are going to choose to ignore them. If anybody has any questions about me, I'm an open book. Ask me. Ask Chai. I mean, Chai's probably the closest person I am on here. So, with that being said, I just wanted to clear that up. I mean, Chai knows exactly where I live. She knows who my family, Chai knows everything. But with that being said, guys, we are going to end for the night. If you do see bullshit out there, please correct it. Yeah, I know I could tell you what Chai looks like, but I won't do that. I will tell you she's gorgeous. All right, guys. Yes. Good night. Sweet dreams. Let's keep these little girls in our prayers that they do receive the justice. And I will see you guys tomorrow night.
Late night file on the table. Closed case, but the facts feel fatal. Little shoes in a plastic bag. Whole room talk, but they dodge that flag. Moms cry, they don't hear our side. Judge stamp, let the rich walk by. We dig deep where the paper don't go. Name on the wall, but they scrub that stone. Crime chronicles, writing what the gavel missed. Every small voice, every tear on a trembling fist. Crime chronicles, with a page that the law won't grant. Fighting justice for the little ones, for the ones that they say can't. Old man sleeping in a bus stop chair. Cold night, but the court don't care. Lost check, wrong box on a form. They took home, caught a standard norm. Blue lights painted on a busted door. Quick raid, wrong name on the floor. Next day, just a headline quote. We sit down, let the whole truth flow. Crime chronicles, writing what the gavel missed. Every small voice, every tear on a trembling fist. Crime chronicles, with a page that the law won't grant. Fighting justice for the little ones, for the broken, the overcharged.